Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or if it's your first time here, welcome, thank you for coming, it's great to see you here. If you like this video by the time you get to the end of it or at any point, do please click the thumbs up and do subscribe if you would like to catch more of my videos, because I do post, I try and post once a week, sometimes more, and it'll be anything to do with feel-good tips and maybe things to help with your business. And sometimes the odd vlog to spice things up a bit. So if that's your kind of thing, then do please click the subscribe button. So today's video is a replay of Feel Good Friday that took place on the 1st of December. That's today. Can't believe it. Where the heck has this year gone? Can't believe it. Honestly. Comment below if you are feeling the same, because oh my goodness, it's crazy. Anyway. So, Feel Good Friday today was all about how tapping on your head can relieve your stress. And that might sound kind of weird to you if you haven't heard of tapping before. So, I have in this video explained all about what tapping is, why you might want to do it, and done a little demo of how to do it. So if that sounds like something you might be interested in, then just keep watching. Hello everyone, it's Feel Good Friday, and today we're talking about how simply tapping on your head can help you relieve your stress. So, we have a lot of stress in our lives. I talk about stress a lot, and it impacts on our lives and on our businesses a whole lot, because when we're stressed out, we can't think properly, we can't solve problems, we can't be as creative, but also it has a physical impact on us too. And quite often people will get all kinds of physical effects from it, including reduced immune system, so more colds and things like that. But also, I was talking to someone yesterday who gets a bad back when they get stressed out. So it's one of those things that really does infiltrate on all the different areas of our lives, and it's so important for us to be able to deal with our stress, whether it's for us to run our business, to help us work with our coaching clients more effectively, to help us be there for our families, and to just enjoy life more. So if you have stress in your life, then this is the video for you. Do feel free to comment below and let me know what you think of what I'm talking about as we go along, and I will ask questions, and you can ask us questions as well. If you're watching on the replay, do please carry on and comment, because I will come back and reply to you. And so let's get into stuff. In case I haven't met you yet, my name's Cindy Davis. I'm the Feel Good Coach, and I work with coaching clients to help them to maybe find out some of the ways they might be sabotaging themselves, not doing quite as well as they'd like to in their business, or stopping themselves and they don't really know how or why. So I quite often work with my clients on that sort of stuff, and that will help them be more effective in their business. And along the way, I've learned so much about how to do sales and marketing for a life coaching business, that now I'm starting to help other life coaches to do the same and build a successful business. So that's me. I use lots of different techniques with my clients. I'm constantly learning and picking up new things, and I like to put them all together and use intuitively whatever is the right thing to use in that moment. And tapping, which is what I'm going to be talking about today, is one of the key tools that I use. So the aim of today's video is to give you some information about tapping, otherwise known as EFT or emotional freedom technique, and give you some pointers on where to find out more. I'm just going to move my microphone. There's some noise outside. I do apologise. It's the beauty of live videos. There's some workmen doing some road repairs just outside. So if you hear that, I do apologise. I will try to make sure that I'm nice and close to the mic so that you can hear everything. Okay, so today we're going to talk about tapping, and I'm going to tell you in the first part what it is. In the second part, I'm going to tell you why you might want to do it, what you can use it for, and in the third part, I'll give you a quick demo on how to do some tapping, and also give you some pointers on how to find out more. So let's get into part one. What is tapping? So the title of this video is Tapping on Your Head Can Relieve Your Stress. But actually, in fact, when we're tapping on various different parts of the kind of upper part of your body. And tapping, or EFT, is a form of energy work. And there are lots of forms of energy work, and this is just one of them. And it's kind of related to acupuncture, although we don't use needles. So if you've used acupuncture in the past, then do comment below, let me know how you find that for you, and whether the needles have put you off having acupuncture, because the thing with EFT is we don't use needles. Now, if you don't know anything about acupuncture, it's an ancient system of healing and treating people in a holistic way, based on stimulating the energy that's flowing through the meridian points, which are energy points running through the body. So with EFT, we're stimulating the exact same points, but we are using our fingers to tap just gently on the point. And what that does is stimulates the point and sends like an electrical pulse down the meridian lines. So that's the sort of theory behind EFT, or tapping. And it was kind of started back in the 90s based on some previous work. A guy called Gary Craig started to pull together this system of tapping on points to reduce emotional and mental kind of issues, and also physical, and I'll talk more about that in a minute. And he pulled it together into a system that was easy for people to use and adopt. So hang on, I just need to snooze a thing that's decided to pop up. Okay, cool. So again, live video. Where was I? Gary, yes. So Gary Craig created this EFT and he shared it with the world, and lots of people have taken it and put their own stamp on it and tweaked it. And so there's lots and lots of different kinds of EFT. And I use a number of different kinds that I like to use, and I'll blend them together in different ways to get the desired result for my client, because that always is at the heart of the work I'm doing. So when we're tapping, and I'll tell you how to do that a bit later in part 3, but when we're tapping, we're actually stimulating this energy, removing any blockages so that the energy can flow freely through our bodies and that we can be healthy, restored to healthy balance. What they discovered recently is why. Okay, sorry, my computer was looked like it was hanging, but I think it's okay. I hope you can still hear me. So what they've discovered with advances in science, where they can actually study people in real time by putting people in a functional MRI scanner where they can see what's going on in us while we're tapping, they've discovered that it actually calms down the sort of fight or flight part of our brain, the bit that makes us be more stressed and starts to make us release all sorts of hormones and things that will help us to fight off a saber-toothed tiger or run after a bison when we need to catch it. And that kind of stuff, all that kind of ancient biology. And when we're tapping, we're actually calming all of that down. Because when we have stress, it's because we're kind of overreacting to things that are happening in the world around us, as if it's a threat to our lives, because that's the way our biology works. And when we're tapping, we're actually reducing that down so that we're not having this kind of overreaction, this physiological overreaction to it. When we get stressed, our bodies reduce what is cortisol. And there's a lot of research into cortisol, and you can look it up. And when we have too much cortisol in our bodies, it can cause all kinds of problems, and including physical ones. And it's not healthy to have too much cortisol in our bodies over a long period of time. So what they've also discovered by using little mouth swabs with groups of people and testing them before and after tapping is that actually the levels of cortisol in their bodies dropped too, by a significant amount. And that is really, really important, because if you're reducing your stress and reducing your cortisol, you're going to be healthier and happier, and who doesn't want that? And the other thing about tapping is that it's simple and you can do it yourself, and it doesn't have to cost any money. You can learn to do it, yourself, and you can do it for yourself. Now, that comes with a caveat, of course, because when we're trying to deal with our own stuff, sometimes it's difficult to see what we need to work on or to ask ourselves the most helpful questions and that kind of thing. So if you're dealing with something a bit deeper and a bit maybe older or a bit more tricky, then it might be a good idea to speak to a practitioner, someone like me or anyone who does EFT. But you can do it for yourself, and that's why it's one of the first things I do teach my clients and do with them, so that they can go away and do their own self-help in between sessions. So that's it in a nutshell. That is what is tapping. If you have any questions at all, do of course comment below and I'll come back and answer them. And hopefully that has given you an idea of what tapping is. So we're going to move on to part 2, which is why you would even want to do it. And there are many reasons, which I've already touched upon with the stress. When you relieve your stress, you're able to be much more creative and be able to solve problems easier, be able to work more effectively, and be able to do what you need to in your business. And the reason for that is because when we get stressed out, the blood in our bodies goes to certain places ready for us to do that fight or flight thing, or to run after a bison or whatever it is. So it'll go to our muscles and our extremities and our heart and our lungs, ready for us to kind of run away or do what we need to do. And when that happens, it also comes away from the bit of our brain that's needed for thinking and processing stuff. Because we don't really need to be, making plans and thinking about how something's going to work when there's an immediate threat to our lives. We just need to crack on and get away. But the thing is, of course, we're not usually under a threat to our lives. And so not having the blood in the thinking part of our brain is a bit tricky. So I'm not saying like all the blood goes out of it, because that would be silly, but you haven't got the resources there that you need in order to be able to solve problems and stuff. So having stress can have a really massive effect on your business, as I mentioned in the intro. The other reason, of course, is the improvement in your immune system. If you have reduced the cortisol in your body by relieving your stress, you're relieving all the different blocks that you might have, emotional blocks that are making things tricky for you, with your physical health as well, so that your immune system is better. You're able to not pick up on all the illnesses that are going around. You're able to work effectively, do the hours that you need to do. You can be there for your clients or your customers or your family, and you can really be living the most effective way that you can. And also when you're dealing with emotional stuff as it comes up with tapping and processing things really as they come along, what you're doing is then avoiding later build-up and blocks from forming. Because when we have an emotion that we haven't dealt with, it becomes kind of trapped, and then later on that can cause us problems. So a lot of it with clients, when I talked about deeper, more stubborn, older stuff, it might be like an old trauma, something that happened years and years ago that's still affecting that person now. And by clearing that away with tapping, then they are free to move forward in a much smoother, more effective way, and not have that thing that keeps bugging them. So if you've got something, that thing that keeps popping up, you keep repeating a pattern, or you're aware that when things go wrong, you return to this particular thought process that isn't helpful for you, or something like that, then there's likely to be some kind of emotional block that needs to be cleared. And tapping is brilliant for that. Again, not so easy to do for yourself, that kind of tapping, because it is that you need that other person's perspective. So if you've got anything that you feel like is a bit more tricky like that, then do speak to somebody, because it's really important to clear old stuff out so that you can be free. And I mentioned physical problems. You can use it to help with pain relief as well, reducing symptoms, and also reducing the kind of root cause behind a lot of physical problems. So it can help with all sorts of stuff like that. So that's why you would want to do tapping. There's a lot of reasons that tapping is a really good thing to do. And tapping on a daily basis just to keep on top of stress, but also tapping on purpose on other stuff, sort of bigger things, to chip away at them and make you feel good, because that's the aim of what I do. So that was part 2, all about why you would want to do tapping. Let's whiz on to part 3, because time is flying by and I do want to give you a bit of a demo. So tapping, or EFT, as I said, there are lots and lots of different ways of doing it. So I'm just going to show you a very basic way, and this way that you can use on anything for yourself, and it will help you to feel good. So I'm going to go into a kind of tapping called faster EFT, or kind of my version, whether I'm exactly doing the points that he uses, whatever, I don't know. So faster EFT was created by a guy whose name I've forgotten, which is awkward. But he just took his knowledge and experience from using EFT and condensed the points down so there were fewer points and made it easier for people to pick up. Some people like it, some people don't. Give it a try and see what you think. So first of all, with tapping, what we need to do is actually kind of acknowledge where you are now and how you feel now. So stress, feeling your body now. Excuse me. So feel into your body and just notice what's your level of stress right now on a scale of 0 to 10, with 0 being absolutely nothing, 10 being the worst ever. What's your level of stress right now? So just make a note of the number on a scale of 0 to 10. And then it's really useful to notice where you feel that stress in your body. What do you feel it in your chest? Is your chest tight? Do you feel it in your stomach with a swirling or a tightness or a heaviness on your chest? Or is it in your shoulders or your neck or all of the above? So just notice where you feel that feeling of stress in your body. Maybe it's in your head. Maybe you can feel it in your jaw. Some people feel it in their jaw, like almost as if they want to clench their teeth. So just notice where you feel that feeling of stress in your body. And sometimes it's helpful to think about a recent time when you were stressed out. So we can usually think of something. So think of a recent time, maybe yesterday you got stuck in traffic or someone cut you up in a car, or your kids were playing up, or an invoice didn't come in, or something like that. So think of a stressful time and it'll help you to really tap into that stressful feeling. So when you've got that stressful feeling and you have rated it on a scale of 0 to 10, and you've noticed where you feel it in your body and what that's like, is it a churning? Is it a flowing feeling? Is it a stuck feeling? Just really notice what it's like. So then what you can do is you're just going to start tapping gently. And so when we're tapping, it's kind of as if you were drumming on a desk. So no firmer than that. You don't have to be kind of hitting yourself. It's just a gentle sort of tapping. And you can use either hand or both hands if you want to. And so when we're starting we're going to start on the top of the head, and I'm just going to tap gently on the top of my head. And I'm just doing it kind of on the crown of my head, if you can see there. Just right on the top of my head, and I'm just tapping gently. And I'm going to notice that stressful feeling in my body when I think about that event. And I'm just going to say release and let go. And you say it out loud. Release and let go. Now, when you've been tapping for a while, you can do this, you could do it without people to hear you, but it's much better if you can say it out loud. So just say release and let go, and then we're going to move on to the next point, which is the eyebrow point, and it starts here. Oh, before we get into it, actually, I should say, if you tap along with me, you really are taking responsibility for your own health and well-being, because I'm not there with you. I can't be there to help you if something comes up or whatever. It's 9 times out of 10, it's fine. But if you do get emotional or something, then and something bigger comes up, perhaps you need to talk to a practitioner. But like I said, if you're tapping along with me, then you are taking responsibility, because I can't be there and help you. So I just wanted to it's a kind of a disclaimer, I guess, that I would love to be there and help you, but I'm not there. So you are the one taking responsibility here. So by tapping along, you're agreeing to that. So we've done the top of the head. Sorry to jump about, but I just forgot to mention that. So we've done release and let go on the top of the head, and still feeling that, focusing on that feeling of stress in your body. And then we're going to go to the eyebrow point, which is where your eyebrow starts, and it's on the bone, on the sort of eye socket bone there. And you can just tap with one finger, or you can do both hands, either hand, it doesn't matter. I just like to do, I'm right-handed, so I like to do my right hand, and you do which one works for you. So you just tap gently, and we're tapping for quite a long time here because I'm talking at the same time, but when we're going through, we'll do it a bit quicker. So then you just say release and let go. Okay, and then you're going to go to the side of the eye here, also on the bone, sort of level with your eye. You can see that. And then just say release and let go. And then you're going to go under the eye, also on the bone, tapping there. Release and let go. And then you're just going to tap on the collarbone. And so the collarbone point is kind of under your collarbone, as would suggest. I like to tap all across, so I get both collarbones. It's just something that a habit that I've got into. You can just tap here, that's fine. So just under your collarbone. And I'm just using all 4 fingers and gently tapping. If you like it, you can tap a bit firmer there if that's what you like. Sometimes I do. And then you just say release and let go. And then you're just going to stand at your wrist around here like this. It looks like it's frozen. Is it frozen? Okay, that looked like it froze for a minute, but I'm just going to keep going here. So you're just going to squeeze around your wrist like this. So when you're squeezing your wrist, what you're doing is you're actually stimulating all of the energy lines that are going down each finger and your thumb, all of them running through your arm. Instead of having to tap on each finger, by squeezing your arm, that can be a shortcut to stimulate all of those meridians. So just squeeze your wrist gently and say release and let go. Good. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take a nice deep breath in and blow it out. And then I just want you to imagine the most peaceful place you can think of. Somewhere maybe that you've been, or somewhere that you would like to go, somewhere really, really peaceful. And just see that place as if you're there now and just say the word peace. So every time we come back to that point and we say the word peace, you're going to remember that image and you're going to feel the peace. Cool. So at this point, what you would do is you would go back into that stressful feeling and you would give yourself another rating on 0 to 10 and see if it's gone down. Sometimes it will go up the first time you tap around because you're focusing on it properly instead of just trying to ignore it. But usually it'll have gone down a bit, or sometimes all the way to 0. So depending on what, then you can do another few rounds and keep working on that stress. So we'll do one more quick round because we are getting out of time, and then I will leave it up to you. You can of course replay this video at any point and tap through with me, and I'll give you some more pointers on where to find out more info in a minute. So let's go through again. Rate your stress on a scale of 0 to 10. Notice where you feel it in your body and what it feels like for you. Okay, so we're going to start on the top of the head and just saying release and let go. And then we're going to go to the eyebrow point here and say release and let go. And we're going to go to the side of the eye here and say release and let go. And then under the eye here, release and let go. Bone point, collarbone point, release and let go. And we're going to squeeze the wrist, release and let go. And then you just take a nice deep breath. And be there in that peaceful place. Fantastic. Then come back to the room and rate your stress again, and hopefully it's gone down. So my advice to you would be to do that on a daily basis. Make it part of your morning routine if you want to. Do it whenever you feel stressed. Do it in any situation that starts to stress you out. Keep your stress down as low as you can. You'll be reducing your cortisol. You'll be doing so much for your body, for your mind, for your emotional health. It will make such a difference to you. And if you need to find out more, we're going to talk about that in just a second. So that was part 3. Let's move on and pull it all together. So far today, I have explained to you what tapping is so that now you've got a little bit of an idea of what the heck I'm talking about when I said about tapping on your head. And talked about why you might want to do it, some of the reasons to relieve your stress, to make you more effective, to help you do better in your business, to be there for your family, to boost your immune system and generally feel better and healthier and feel good. And in the third part, I did a little demo for you, a very quick one, of a kind of tapping called faster EFT, which is one of the ways that I use it, but only a tiny, tiny part of what I do with my clients, of course. So that's everything I wanted to cover. My aim today was to give you some information about tapping and where to find out more. So that's what I'm going to do next. If more, you can use Google and just search for tapping EFT, emotional freedom technique, and you will find shed loads of information. There's a lot out there. If you want to search for faster EFT, you will find more about what I have just been showing you. Oh, Robert something is his name. I've forgotten the rest of it, but it might come to me in a minute. So faster EFT, you'll find out more about that. If you want to find a practitioner, just search for EFT practitioner and then your area, and you should be able to find one. If you want to find out more from me, and you'd like a few pointers or a bit of help with tapping for yourself, feel free to drop me a message and I will gladly have a chat with you about it, because I want to spread the word and get more people tapping, because it's free and you can help yourself be healthier and feel good, and that's what I want in the world. So that's how you can find out more. I would like to, what's the other thing? YouTube videos for tapping that you can tap along to as well. So you can search EFT4 and then whatever it might be stress, or it might be anxiety, or it might be panic attacks, or it might be anger, or sadness, or grief, whatever it is, you can search on there and you can find loads and loads of videos. One of the ones I particularly like is a guy called Brad Yates. He does great tapping videos. So yeah, there's loads and loads of resources out there for you. If you like this video and you find it useful, do please share it, tag your friends, comment below, let me know what you thought, and if you have a go at tapping, come back and let me know if you've enjoyed it and if you found it useful. And as I said, by all means drop me a message if you want to find out more, or you want to let me know how you got on and you don't want to share it here. Next Friday for Feel Good Friday, I'm actually not going to be here because I have an appointment that I can't get out of. So I will be making sure that you have a video to watch. I'll be sharing something with you. I'm hoping to pull together a vlog this next week of a recent wonderful day out I had at Abbey Road Studios with my choir. So if you're interested in that, I shall be putting together a vlog. If you want to see more videos, and this has bated your breath, that's not what I mean. This has piqued your interest, then do feel free to go to the Feel Good Friday playlist here on my Facebook page, and or head over to my YouTube channel and see a whole bunch more videos over there. And there are videos for everything that you'd like to be interested in. There are lots and lots of videos for you to look at. So that's it. I won't see you next week, so I hope you have a fabulous week and the one after that. And take care and have a Feel Good Friday. Speak to you soon. Bye. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it useful. Did you tap along? How did it go for you? Was it useful? Did the number go down? If you want to find out more, obviously I've told you lots of ways to do that in the video, or you can comment below or drop me an email or something like that. I'll make sure my email address is in the description box. And as I said, I won't be there next Friday, but I will try and get a vlog up next week so that you can have something to watch. And I will see you on the following week, when I still don't know what I'll be talking about, but I'm sure I'll think of something brilliant. So if you've enjoyed the video, do please give it a thumbs up so that I know, and so that YouTube will share it with other people. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing so that you can catch all my videos. And if there's something you want me to cover, then let me know in the comments. So thank you for watching, have a fabulous day, and I'll speak to you in the next video.